Hey guys, Romie here. Please like, comment, subscribe if you're a first-time viewer, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you very much. And please like and comment on this video because this is my recap review for Big Brother 18, episode 22. So the episode starts off with the HOH competition. And in that competition, you have basically the whole house in some shape or form against Big Meech and Zakia. Now, the whole house doesn't know that this is how they're supposed to react or be thinking, but what we learn is that the prior night, the 5 guys in the house came together to form a new super group. No, not a boy band. Not a boy band. I mean a new super group being the executives. You know, James is the chief of operations. Victor is the CEO. I'm thinking to myself, Victor, you know, Mama Day wasn't lying. Davon wasn't lying. They want you out. They want you out. But okay, we're going to back off of that for now. But they'll let you believe that you're the CEO. Paul's going to be the chief friendship officer, so the CFO. Corey's going to be the chief events officer. It's events planning officer, something stupid. Paul Lee's going to be the chief of social engagement. Again, because I guess his social game's so strong. Now, since all of that's in place, you have the HOH competition going on. So these guys are going into this competition thinking they're pretty good. So James, surprisingly, and everyone I think was a little shocked that James was the first one down. I'm thinking James is realizing it's probably smarter for him to make it seem like he's relying on his alliance a little bit more. So that's why he's not going to go and really fight for it like he normally does. And also, I don't think for this type of physical competition, James' body type was built for that, because James is kind of stocky, but he's not in like shape. This was a competition for people who are in shape, like have good strong cores, and also their dimensions are pretty evened out. So while all of that is going on, you have a bunch of other people drop off. Corey drops off. You know who doesn't? Bridget drops off. You know, a couple of people you thought were going to stay on for a lot longer. But I'm thinking, damn, this is Bridget without Frank. Without Frank, Bridget doesn't have any drive. And it's very apparent. It is very apparent. Oh yeah, and you have the social media thugs, the social media trolls, I should say, coming and beating up everyone as soon as they drop. Now, why is it that Michelle was throwing up this whole time? Because you're on these little stools and you're hoisted up in the air and you're spinning around and you keep getting hit by this hashtag, by this mean hashtag. And all the hashtags kind of represent something in the house. One says you suck, comp chump, which was probably for Natalie. What was it? Crybaby, zing bait. It was just for a bunch of stuff. And Big Meech kept throwing up. And at first we were like, okay, that's kind of boss. Not that she's throwing up. And why did they go and they block out her throwing up? Like, I'm glad they did. But I was like, what? Are we really seeing a blurred throw? I can't with production. But we were thinking, okay, she's going to do that and then she's going to get back up. She's going to get back up. Nope. She gets back down. You know what she does as she gets back down? She starts bawling. She's like, why me? Why? I was like, oh my God, I was throwing up and that I feel so bad because someone's got to have to clean that up. I'm like, she has to go. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of her. I'm so tired of her. Like, I can't with someone who's constantly in their feelings. No. So Zakia's thinking, because of the blind side, I can't trust anyone. She's not wrong about that. And I thought she was going to last longer. I was upset. But Nicole did go out before her. So that was, I guess that was good. But I keep kind of forgetting that Nicole is actually good at competitions. It's just that I feel like a lot of times Nicole really doesn't want to win certain things. So then she's just okay with losing. Everyone's trying to avoid the vomit. Because apparently there was pizza in it. Nasty. And Zakia, she drops off. She pretty much made a deal with Victor saying that, you know what, maybe if, Victor, are you going to put me up? Natalie, are you going to put me up? Thankfully, she didn't say Paulie, because it's like, Lord, is she going to slip in to question Paulie right now out in the open? But she didn't. She's smart. She's smart. So she drops, but I'm thinking, Zakia, you really expect Victor? And I agreed with Victor. you were one of the 9 people who voted him out. You really think he owes you any type of loyalty? Come on now. And then Paulie drops out soon after because he's just like, you know what? Victor is up there, and so we're good. He's part of the executives. Even though Nat's still up here, that's fine because she's attached to one of the executives, James. So we're good. So he drops off, and Zakia realizes, and she was right, Paulie doesn't have her back. Paulie may even be planning to get her out because why would he not try his hardest to stay in the game at that point? And I agree with her. Now it's down to Victor and Natalie. Natalie stays on for almost 2 hours. Long story short, she does fall off, but she did a lot of, oh, I can't, I'm gonna fall. 30 minutes later, she's still on there. So I think, and she kept pleading with Victor's like, I want to see a picture, I just want a letter from my mom. Victor's like, I want a letter from my mom. And all of that was all well and good, that was nice, but Victor was right. I can't trust any of you, so I need to win this for myself. And like, you can't pull that sympathy stuff on me. And I felt where he was coming from because I'm thinking, Natalie, really? Really? You're still on here. Stop it. Stop it. You're still on here. You've proven that you can compete. Just take the L. Just take the L. You can't do it anymore. Victor looks solid over there. So, even though but Natalie did save herself because she almost fell. And then she used the upper core strength. Because remember, she was a professional, I think, cheerleader or something like that as well. So, yeah, Natalie definitely put a target on her back, though, because now people are going to think, crap, if she's actually trying and putting forth effort, then she could do something. And she was crying because, oh, she really wanted to win an HOH. And they're like, stop being so damn hard on yourself. You stood up there longer than the rest of us, so stop it. And she's like, yeah, that's true. I was like, do you want to be crybaby? So Victor wins, and Victor is excited because now it feeds his ego even more. Now, even though Victor and Natalie did make an agreement that he's not going to put her up, but we'll see how that goes. Everyone else is a little bit nervous. The executives are cool, calm, and collected. Paulie and Zakia, they're on the outs. Right now, she's not treating him badly. It's just that she feels betrayed, so she's kind of giving him the cold shoulder. She's not trying to talk to him. He's trying to get information out of her to see where her head is at. She's not budging. Big Meech is crying. She actually never stopped crying. I'm like, oh, jeez, this woman. This woman! And James is trying to figure out, okay, what's good for his game. Because Michelle, it's like, can he really trust Michelle and Zakia after voting out Devon? No. But he feels like he'll be good. Bridget's just happy that she's not the target. Yet. But anyone can get it. Anyone that doesn't have testicles can get it in this house. Pretty much. So don't feel too safe, Bridget. Don't feel too safe. Double eviction, you can absolutely go. And that's just the reality. Big Meech is still crying, and Zakia is just saying to herself, Zakia is probably thinking, I'm probably going to be the one that's going to go up because I'm the biggest female threat that's really not attached to them. So, like, stop crying. That's not what she said, though. And they're trying to figure out, okay, what's the best game plan. Paul makes sure that he still has all the information that he needs from Victor. Paul goes and talks to Victor, and it's just like, okay, so what did Devon say? And Victor was honest. Victor's pretty straightforward. So he said, you know what? Devon said that they're after you. They're after you. Do not trust them. They're going to get you out in a double eviction. She wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong initially. They're going to keep him on for longer because he can win competitions. And I hope Victor realizes that. Because I feel like part of him does. But again, that ego is thinking that he'll just win regardless. But you actually can't win everything in Big Brother. Even with the extra care packages and all of that. You can't win everything. So, that's why. Oh, damn it, Victor. But, it was just saying, okay, who's they? Who is they? It's like, dude, I don't know who they is. We never know who they is. And so they're trying to see, Natalie, like I said, she did that whole sympathy card crap because she was, I'm crying and all of that, you should give it to me. And I appreciate the fact that Victor didn't falter. He didn't seem like someone that would. I feel like that's the real reason why Natalie doesn't like him, because Victor isn't down to babying someone. He really does not like whiners or people who come off as weak. So I feel like that's why he doesn't really, because you can tell he does not like Natalie. He does not like Natalie at all. He probably sees her like an annoying sister, an annoying little sister. And like I said, Paul, Paul really could win this thing. Now that I think about it, Paul and Paulie, the two P's, they might make it to the final two because they're doing such a great job winning just enough competitions and being like in the middle of the road and making sure that they're good with the people who can win aside from them. I'm just thinking it's crazy because next thing you know, you have James and he's talking to Paul, Paulie, and Victor, and they're trying to figure out who to get out. And of course, Big Meech and Zakia's names are floating. They're really the main two, and maybe Bridget can come up as a replacement. Victor doesn't want to put Bridget, and that makes sense because remember, Victor himself had to deal with people kind of doing it behind his back, and also Victor seems like Victor and Paul, they constantly seem like even if they're in a position of power, they act like they're underdogs. And when you have people who have that mentality, that's good because they're always ready for everything. You can't shake them because they're always thinking, okay, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. Never feel too safe. Never feel too safe, but don't overreact. Do not overreact. And pretty much Paulie gives his blessings that Zakia, she may have to go. She may have to go. No problem. I'm thinking, I don't believe Paulie at this point because Paulie's trying to make it very clear that Michelle, she is an emotional wreck. Anything that she does, she cries. Anything that she does at all, or anything that happens around her, she cries. Z, when it happened, even though she's not really talking to me or talking to anyone right now, she's not overreacting. She's actually underreacting. I mean, you wouldn't think she's even in this house right now. That's how cool, that's a cucumber she is. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, and here's the thing. Nicole, I keep forgetting about Nicole. Nicole could win this too because she does such a great job being like the, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So she goes and talks to Big Meech and she lets Big Meech know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry because at the end of the day, I wasn't sure how you were going to react. And Big Meech, this is where I found out, ooh, you snake, you can go. Big Meech was just saying how, oh, I will have voted with the house if Devon was going to be kicked out. I feel like Zakia might not have voted with the house. She may or may not have. But, well, especially with feeling like she was blind. Maybe. But we know that Big Meech really wasn't on Devon's side. She even said she actually didn't care at all that Devon left. She just cared that no one told her. She took it personally. I'm like, you can go. You can go. That's how I felt as soon as I found that out. And like I said, Nicole just smoozes and makes her feel better. It's just like, yeah, you can hate me. No, I don't care. You can hate me because I do feel bad and I am sorry. I'm thinking, damn, Nicole is good. Nicole's another one we need to watch out for. Now, Paulie again, and he goes and talks to Z, and he's just trying to see where her head's at. And Z's just worried, damn, is he going to put me up? Is he going to put me up? Has he talked about me? And he's it's like, no, of course this is all a lie, but Paulie has no ulterior motive, so he can't let her in on it. As of now, he cannot let her in on it. And so Victor is thinking, the executives are cool, but a final three with the two P's, that's perfect. I'm thinking, Victor, how dumb are you? Why would you do a final three with two people who like each other the most in the house? They're not going to take you with them. You're going to assume that, oh, maybe I'll be able to beat Victor. Is thinking he still has CEO, he's still running things. And so Paulie and Paul want to make sure that he continues to think so. So they create a final three deal and they call themselves the board. Because of course, this is the business side of Victor coming out. The board is ahead of the executives. The board appoints the executives to the companies. Makes perfect sense. I'm just thinking, you realize they're playing you. You realize you cannot win Big Brother on your own. You realize that there's still numbers in the house and they like Paul and Paulie way more than they like or even care about or even want to care about getting to know you. So with that realization, you should come to the conclusion that you are not safe. Now, Big Meech is really upset with James because of the fact that James didn't inform her of, him voting Davon out. So she goes and asks for her jacket back. She's just like, okay, no, take off my jacket. And it's just like, wait, what's the problem? It's just like, well, you put a hole in the last thing that I let you borrow. He was saying, well, you stretched out something of mine or something like that. And so I was just like, okay, and that was in front of everyone, so it was very petty. James later on goes and talks to Big Meech, Michelle, I'm not calling her Big Meech, Michelle, and he's like, okay, so what's good? And Michelle's saying how, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me about Davon, you voting for Davon out? I don't understand. And he was just like, it was personal. It wasn't anything against you. Yes, it actually was personal because even though he would have loved to play the game with Davon, Davon was messing up his game. Davon was doing too many big moves, and James knew that Davon was close to him and that he was close to Davon, so he had to slowly separate himself. It was just a good game move. And she also kind of put up Natalie's name up a couple of times. So Davon really did screw herself in the back. We'll just forget about it. She's the first official jury member. And so James apologizes. But before I forget, we need to make sure to remember that everyone's going to try and mend fences with the rest of the people who are potentially leaving. They have to, because these people are now going into jury. One, they could potentially come back with a vengeance with the round trip ticket. But two, they're jury members. They're the ones who actually decide if you get to win the $500,000 or the $50,000. Third place gets $25,000. So it's just like, you want to win first place. You want to win first place. So James was like, it's nothing personal against you, but in the same breath, he's definitely thinking, Lord, we need to get this woman out, because he talks to Paulie and tells Paulie, I'm so sick and tired of her. I am so sick and tired of her. She is constantly crying and complaining, do all this stuff. And so it's just like, let's be real. Paulie's saying, who is Z actually going to vote out? Z's not going to go after you. I'm thinking, yeah, Z would like to go after you, but she's not going to, so we'll keep that at bay. So Z isn't going to technically go after you, not technically going to go after me. We're safe. And so the other people who we want safe will continue to be safe. She's going to go after others, which we don't have a problem with her going after some of the other people in the house. So Paulie's real plan is to try and make it seem like he's going to continue to vote Z out, but he'll have James cancel out his vote, and also we'll cancel out 2 votes, which will ensure him going and we'll ensure Z potentially staying in the house, because the house in real life right now is still very much split. They're still very much split. Now the America Care package comes in, and guess who gets it? James gets it. James gets it. And the bad thing about that is that put a big target on James' back. I'm honestly thinking that maybe Davon got chosen, because originally how they did America Care package, it was very confusing. I'm not gonna say misleading, but it was very confusing. So I think a lot of people thought that maybe it was gonna be for like Wednesday or something, so the person could get it just in time to be saved. But no, that's not how it works. It comes on Friday. So because of that, we have, or Saturday, whatever. So because of that, we have Davon. She was voted out and she didn't come back in. So I'm thinking she got the most votes. So the person who got the second most votes is someone who Davon is really close to and who fans still like, and that's James. So that's why James got it. Now James has the power to cancel out 2 votes. And so I'm thinking, okay, are we really going to get Z out, or are we not going to get Z out? Victor goes and nominates Z and Michelle. And the way how he does it, he has a poem. In his poem, he was talking about how Z, what was it? How Z, both of you guys, it was a 9-1 split on eviction day. So now both of you guys will know how it feels to be evicted. I was like, okay, what the hell is he doing? Does he realize that he's not gonna win Big Brother doing stuff like this. People remember that they're gonna be part of the jury, you idiot. What are you doing? That's what I'm like, when he takes one step forward, it's 3 steps back. I thought it was just because of Jose, but no, this is just him. In this house, that doesn't work. These people are voting for you. What are you doing, Victor? Come on, get it together. You win competitions, and I respect that. You're level-headed, and I respect that, but then you do this childish stuff. Come on, man. And Michelle was crying. She was crying the whole time. This is Z, because this is how it would have been like. And this is Z. No, Michelle, it's okay. Stop crying. Stop crying. You put me up. It is what it is. And so he just said how, as far as he's concerned, well, you know what? I am putting you up because you're one of the people that voted me out originally, and you have Paulie. So since you have Paulie, you have someone, you're too busy getting to know Paulie that you didn't spend any time getting to know me. Everyone's looking like, yeah, who are you? Nicole had this look of, this mother, I can't. And then, I don't know if Paulie wanted to laugh or be like, you idiot, you're placing a target on me, shut up. James has this look of, and then, because when Victor is saying how, you know, you start fights, you're super emotional, and you start fights in this house, and what you did yesterday cemented it, just meaning how she was treating everyone, including James, with that big blowout. So, James is like, oh my god, did this really... Corey's just like, dude, what? Michelle's like, oh my, Nicole's just like, oh my god, and Michelle's just like, ugh. James was cackling. I was cackling too. I was one of the people just like, you guys, stop it. So, Z knows what it is. It's time to play. It's time to win. Big Meech is just crying. Victor is so excited. Victor doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't. He just knows how to win competitions. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week.